By the way, I
Almost.
must have told you that I saw the movie Novocaine, right?
No, I didn't hear you saw that one.
This is a movie that has not come out. I actually have already seen it. Novocaine is a movie with Jack Quaid, the son of Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan.
Hmm?
The point of this movie is that it's a guy that he has some kind of medical issue. He has a nervous defect where he doesn't really feel pain. This is all in the trailer, so I'm not ruining anything. He works at a bank and has a more average life, but when some bank robbers show up and commit violence in their bank, including kidnapping a woman who he is fond of, he decides to take action. The fact that he doesn't feel pain comes in handy. And in some weird way, it almost makes him sort of a superhero. He obviously can be hurt because if somebody injures him, it's not that like he's not injured, he just doesn't fully
He
feel it.
doesn't feel it. Yeah.
Right. So it's an interesting concept. Now, my opinion of the movie is this. First of all, Jack Quaid, he's not a bad actor.
I actually do enjoy him. Yeah, I think he does a pretty good job. Not that I've loved everything he's ever been in, but I've enjoyed his performances. I think he does a good job.
I'm not suggesting he's the best, but I think he's also kind of improved. He started off in The Boys. I think in the first season he was fine. I saw him recently in that companion movie where he needed to play a douche. Sometimes you have kids that like actually take qualities from their parents and actually do something good with them. And when it comes to Jack Quaid, he has this kind of more rough, kind of grumpy thing that he takes from Dennis Quaid, but at the same time, he can turn on the charm and be a little more charming like Meg Ryan. So it's a really good balance. And I think that in this movie, I was quite impressed with him. That was probably my biggest takeaway that I thought, oh, this guy actually is pretty decent. He did a good job.
I think he's got excellent comic timing, honestly. I think he does really well when he has some comedic part of the role to play. I think he does a really good job with it.
Yes, I agree. And this movie required like comedy, but it also required him to be serious in certain parts. He needs to sell this to you that it's really happening and it's serious. And at the same time, it should be a bit amusing. I felt that the movie was able to strike that balance. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's silly. It's preposterous. But if you come with the right mindset and you're there to have a good time, this movie offers that good time to you. You don't suffer watching it. There was even that actress, Amber Midthunder, who played in that Prey movie. She was a little girl in the forest that killed predators with her bare hand. You remember that?
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
In this movie, she plays sort of like a love interest to him. And you know what? She was rather likable too. I didn't hate her. This is obviously a more mature character. I don't know how old the actress is, but I assume that at this point she's in her 20s. Oh, there's this guy that plays Ned in Spider-Man. He had something of a role here. I think he's pleasant enough. When you need a little bit of like comic relief and you see him on screen, that actor can do it. Again, will you sit there and think that this is like The Godfather? No. You're not going to sit there and think this is the best movie I've ever seen. You're going to think this is a silly popcorn movie, but there's goodwill here from the cast and the crew and the way it's made that you can just enjoy it for kind of a dumb, fun type of movie.
Well, good. Yeah.
Let's put it this way. I suffered less watching Novocaine than I did watching Mickey 17. And I feel like Novocaine at least went by relatively quickly. I never felt like I wanted to doze off. I felt like the thing was moving at a steady pace. It had action. It was doing its thing. And
yeah,
the thing is, most of the time I felt that it was fine. There's one thing that I'll tell you, that in the final scene of the movie, there's something that a character says, and it's like, well, of course, you're a white man, so you won't get charged. So it's something stupid. And I'm just like, I've just heard so much of these dumb jokes over the past several years that I feel like it's enough of it. I have thick skin. It's not that I'm sitting around and weeping about it. It's more of a matter of principle. It's like, you want us to buy your tickets to your stupid movies. Just shut up already. You've been doing this for 7 years. Now make movies and stop with this. Whatever this crap is, stop it. If not for the last 7 years, I would have sat there. I probably would have chuckled at it maybe. But like, nobody gets a pass. Nobody gets a pass. Like, I feel like they've used that joke up so many times. And by this time, like, the only reaction that it gets is like me rolling my eyes. Me rolling my eyes while watching the movie means it's taking me out of the movie.
Totally agree. It's just like, we don't need that. So just stop. It didn't need to be there, right? I do like what you're saying, that it doesn't overstay its welcome. I think there's so many movies recently that they just feel like they're taking forever. They just drag on and on. And part of that is because they've been just consistently pushing out all of these movies that are like 2.5 hours, 3 hours. You're like, this movie didn't need to be this long. You could have very easily cut this down so that you can deliver the story you need to deliver, and it told this in an hour and 40 minutes or something. You didn't need 2.5, 3 hours to tell the story.
This movie was 110 minutes, but honestly, with the credits and whatever, around like 100 minutes, it probably ends.
Yeah.
That's usually like a good length. I feel like I sat there about an hour and 40 minutes. Perfect. It didn't outstay its. That was the exact time it needed to be on.